Black people, wake up. Wake up, black people. Black people, wake up. You need to wake up. You're sleeping. You need to wake up. You're sleeping. For a group of people that's constantly being undermined, disrespected, overlooked, at the back of the line, the other end of the scale. Third world countries, for a group of people that have experienced so much oppression, you are still sleeping. You should be aggressive. It's funny how the same colonizers that's oppressed black folks for such a long time is still more ambitious than the person who's been oppressed for such a long time. You now have your supposed independence in 1960, you African countries, but you're still slow than the colonizer. You're set free. We've removed the chains from you. We said no more slavery. Enough with slavery. But you black guys are still sleeping. Like I said before, in 1960, when colonizers said we're going to give independence to African countries, our founding forefathers went to go and party. They went to go and party. They went to go and have a ball. And their wives went twerking left, right, and center, all the freaking above. Those founding forefathers that most modern day and age Africans love to come out here and show respect for were pathetic. They sold us out. Those are sellouts. Our founding forefathers of the many African colonies sold us out by allowing those imperialistic countries, colonizers, to come out here and oblige them, force them to sign colonial pacts. Colonial pacts, the reason why most African countries till today are still tied down economically. They don't even have any form of food sovereignty. No food sovereignty, no energy, no tech. 2025, Africa is still lacking behind in tech. When any one of these imperialistic countries comes out here and gives, for example, a Rwanda, some ammunition, some outdated stuff, Rwanda thinks it's got tech. All of these African countries are sleeping. They prefer food security than food sovereignty. They'd rather take aid than produce their own core crops. These freaking African leaders that we have here today in 2025, with no exception, nobody's exempted from this rule. Nobody's exempted from this fact here. All of them are puppets of note, all puppets, except Captain Ibrahim Traore, the leader of Burkina Faso and the leader of Africa as a whole. Every different African from different places in Africa are all out here to just praise the name of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, because this particular leader is out here leading with strength, with balls, Most African leaders, most African puppets don't have balls. So, like we started this stream by saying, black people are sleeping, because we're not only going to blame the puppets. We're not only going to blame the founding forefathers that signed colonial pacts so that we can continue to be answering to France. We are also going to blame Africans, the people themselves. A lot of people are still sleeping. A lot of black people are still sleeping, whether they live on the motherland, on the African continent, or they are in the diaspora. Especially the ones in the diaspora, they be freaking sleeping. Sometimes they come out and talk shit about the motherland itself. I'm telling you.
Yes. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining. So the diaspora, yes, I believe that they are sleeping because they feel like they are not on the African continent, that they don't have to worry about what's happening on the African continent at all. But yes, financial slavery, they might have taken off the shackles, the physical shackles, but financial slavery is still there, and it's running deep and still in 2025.
Yes, man. Black people are sleeping. We are not going to be respectful when we speak the truth that we need to discuss as African folks who are now currently fighting for our lives, basically, through Captain Ibrahim Traore. Food sovereignty. Food. Black people, we need food.
Yeah, you'd like to eat. So
The fact that most African leaders are not out here to make sure that their countries or their parts of Africa has food sovereignty is wicked. Is wicked.
yes, they need to be able to provide that for their people, to be able to have those trades open.
But why don't they do it, Aline?
Because they are lazy. They're not just. They took
They're
the
not
country.
lazy.
They took the country just from the way the colonizers gave the independence. They said, "Okay, I will accept it the way it is."
The founding forefathers took the countries in the 1960s.
Yes.
But I disagree with you when you say that our puppet leaders are lazy. Then, according to me, you don't have to take my word.
Yeah.
You can stick to what you're saying. But I don't think these thieves are lazy.
Okay, in the sense that you're saying that they are not lazy. Yeah, they're not lazy because they are corrupt. They know how to steal, so they are busy there. But
Paul Kagame is not lazy.
But
Paul
in the
Kagame.
in the sense of them trying to sort things out for their people, they're not doing it. Trying to fix it and take Africa for themselves, improve other African nations around them.
The president of Equatorial Guinea, who's been in power for 46 years, is not lazy.
No.
He's not lazy. He's a hard worker. He's been in power for 46 years. He's a hard worker for his pockets. They are not lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy is the wrong term to describe African leaders. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because they are, some of the ruthless, most evil acts, most evil deeds that these freaking dictators do in Africa, just so they can be able to stay in power.
They do the most ungodly things.
Yes, ungodly things, wicked things. They go out of their ways. Some of them operate through paranoia. Remember the documentary that we were watching about Equatorial Guinea, the Obiangs?
Yo, that one was...
In Nguema.
Yes,
that
in
particular
Nguema. Marquez
Nguema was the first leader of Equatorial Guinea
Yes.
since they gained their independence in 1968. It's been the same family ruling that Equatorial Guinea, right?
Yeah.
And then until 1979, that's when the current leader now,
Yes.
his nephew, the nephew,
Yes.
did things to the uncle. And then the uncle was taken out.
Hey.
You understand? The nephew did a coup on the uncle in Equatorial Guinea since Independence Day. And from 1979, the current head of state of Equatorial Guinea is still the president.
Yes, and they were given independence in 1960s and
1968.
1968, and that coup happened with this current Obiang, Nguema. The Spanish helped him. The previous colonizers.
Not the previous colonizer,
Yeah.
the only colonizer. What do you mean previous colonizer, man? The colonizer helped him.
Yes,
Yes.
by coup.
Helped the current
Nguema Obiang.
the current puppet that's there for 46 years now.
Yes.
The Spanish people, the colonizer, because they know colonizers don't want change in administrations of the colonies.
Yeah.
That's why France is very happy with that grandpa of a Paul Biya in Cameroon. It suits the colonizers very well.
Yes.
When puppets are just sitting on that particular freaking throne and not disrupting issues. The colonizer doesn't have to retrain a puppet. You understand?
I don't want to waste my time. I've given my orders. This is the way it's supposed to be. Just keep it running until I say something different.
Welcome everybody to the show. You welcomed them already, huh?
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate you guys so much. I don't know where you guys are coming in from. Feel free to drop a chat, a super chat if you want to. Write a paragraph. Let's discuss. Let's do something. You are so welcome, especially if you are black. Okay? 2025. We are unapologetically loving our black people. We are acknowledging all the blackness here. Love you very much if you are black.
Yes.
You know, that movement, Black Lives Matters. Some of the white folks came out to say, white lives also matter. Shut up.
No, there was a slogan for the White Lives Matter too.
Yes. Shut up. We're not talking about you now. And it doesn't necessarily mean we don't like you. Just shut up first. It's like I like drinking apple juice. Strawberry juice, shut up. Orange juice, shut up. Mango juice, shut up. We're not talking about you now. We're talking about my favorite apple juice. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we don't need no sensitive humans out here. Love you guys very much. And also, let me just say this so that you don't start to get lost in your head. We are not racist. We love white people too. Decent ones, huh?
Decent ones,
Not
yes.
racist ones. Just like black folks also.
But we don't mind having the conversations with the racist ones, to change their mentality.
Yes, we don't mind having a conversation, a robust conversation, an informative, robust, challenging convo with a racist dude, with a racist boer from South Africa who's still out here wanting to uphold spirits of apartheid. Understand, boer? You're welcome here if you're here. Okay, boer. Sit tight, drink your clip-driven Coke. Okay, the rules is here. The rules is not saying, look, I'm willing to just talk here. Okay? No sensitivity here. We're here to just talk, conversate, be real about issues because we're talking about real issues here.
Yes.
Black people are pissed off. A lot of black people are still feeling the trauma of slavery, of colonization, of the current situation, of the many different things that black folks are lacking, of the many different woes and atrocities that are currently happening in a lot of places in Africa.
There's a lot, yes. In every continent, there's been so much oppression over black people, and the white-skinned people, they have just ruled everything, and they still want to continue. And black people are now fighting back and saying, no, enough is enough.
The white racist guy is not longer directly racist per se, but he's still living according to the system he put in place
Yes.
during racist years or racist times or apartheid or colonial times. That's South Africa. The black South Africans there are currently living within a system that was put in place during the apartheid regime.
Yes.
So it's not a new South Africa. It is a new South Africa, but it's a fake new South Africa because they're still living under the system, the way the economic structures are put in place from apartheid, white people, the minority. The fact, look, even if it was 50-50,
Yeah.
50% of white South Africans own 50% of the land. Even if it was that, but because it was apartheid, it would have still been wrong. But the fact that it's the minority, even if this minority owned 50% of the land, the 7% of South Africa, if it owned 50% of the land, that would still be unfair. They go to the extreme of the other freaking end. The minority owns the majority.
Yes.
It's like it's not even unfair. It's worse than unfair. It's a shut your mouth. You're black. I am white. And
No.
I'm going to fight that in this particular new South Africa, me, the white boer of South Africa, will make sure that there's no such thing as repatriation of land without compensation for a land I got for free.
You will not take this land away from me, and if you want it, you are going to pay me a good sum of money for it.
These thieves, these white people that stole land, those Dutch people that, okay, my people, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. Let me tell you. Those white Boers are the descendants of the Dutch people that came to South Africa in 1652, right?
Yes.
They went to South Africa, Cape Town, to the Cape of Good Hope, Cap de Bonne Espérance Day in Simonstown. You see, Cape Town is at the tip of Africa, at the tip down there, at the very, very tip. Cape Point. It's the Cape Point.
Yes.
You understand? So they went there, they got that land for free. Not just got that land for free, huh? You can forgive a thief, a modern age thief, you can forgive because that thief in 2025 just steals and hopes nobody sees him and runs off with the goods. Those particular freaking colonizers or Dutch people that went to Cape Town in 1652 came to brutally and violently come to oppress,
Yeah, they
unalive, displace
yes.
before they then took the land
Yes,
that they are fighting for now.
They did
brutally.
they did horrific things to the actual indigenous people of the Cape. They just came there on their sailboat and just said, "I like this place. This is my land. Get off." This is a nice way, obviously, that I'm saying it, but they obviously did some horrific things to those people, and even burning their huts at that time.
Yes. Pamela Okolo. Hello, Pamela. Thank you very much for your question. Appreciate you. The question is, Patrick, what is going on with a Haas Negro called Michael Langley, who's interfering with our lovely one and only true president of Africa, Captain Ibrahim Traore? She asked it.
Yes.
I didn't say it.
Yeah, I know. You just added some spice to it.
Yes. Captain Ibrahim Traore just survived another coup attempt
Yes.
a few days ago. I think on the 9th of June. Yeah, on the 9th of June. I believe on the 4th they were celebrating again and celebrating with the Confederation. But on the 9th, another coup attempt from his close ones, from his close people. The Captain Ibrahim Traore, who is the only legitimate leader. Yeah, I said legitimate, okay? I don't believe in your democracy.
Ah, man, that is he's a legitimate leader by now. Come on.
No, I'm talking about these ones, these puppet leaders that think that being elected in Africa and following this system of democracy is the way to go. There's no country in Africa where democracy has worked.
No, it's always it's a struggle, man. It's so corrupt. Those ballots are just a joke and a waste of paper. These people are just manipulating the system to stay in power.
Yes. So Captain Ibrahim Traore is here. And we have to make sure that we continue to raise awareness. You know, the way we started this stream, as aggressive as I started this stream, by calling black people lazy, is because I believe that a lot of them should be on this live right now, or creating their own lives, or their own live streams, doing things, not sleeping the way that they are sleeping. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because we're actually living in times when we have a Captain Ibrahim Traore who can be out here fighting for a part of Africa, this AES, this Sahel, Burkina Faso, to be self-reliant, but most black people are still sleeping.
Yes, this is a revolutionary time where all black people need to just stand up and protect and support Ibrahim Traore.
Yes. And you need to understand what is Pan-Africanism. Okay? A lot of people are out here idolizing him. We don't idolize Captain Ibrahim Traore. We know what he represents.
Yes.
We know what Captain Ibrahim Traore, the leader of Burkina Faso, represents. So it's about Pan-Africanism. Every black person should be a Pan-African.
How can you not be as a black person? You should be, because they are your ancestors, they fought, they struggled for even the sort of freedom that you have right now. And so you have to go for the future generation and have Africa free. Al Kabulen has to be one.
Besides the fact that you spoke about what? Ancestors.
Yeah.
They struggled.
Yes, to have this ounce of freedom, supposed freedom that they have now.
Some great names come to mind. Thomas Sankara, and Patrice Lumumba, Steve Biko, Chris Hani. A lot of people fought for black liberation. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. A lot of people. Muhammad Ali, in a way, with every punch. Yes, but, and also, we, the current generation, we have so much at our disposal. I mean, I'm carrying a freaking mic here that my ancestors didn't have the opportunity to have to come out here and talk to people here and tell them, guys, let's mobilize. Let's stand for something. Okay, they're out here making sure that they have the biggest Christmas trees ever. They have the biggest holidays. At 16, a white little kid. You remember that freaking show, Sweet 16? Remember when we used to live in South Africa? In South Africa, I remember there was a show.
Was it on MTV?
I think it was MTV or some freaking show where, where a girl or a boy or whatever turns 16 and they get a car, they get this, they get that. Black kids, they don't. Okay, some of them were black, but the minority. We're talking about percentage-wise.
Yes, you always see that. Yeah, I remember that show. Big houses, and they're always coming with these fancy little convertible BMWs.
Yes.
Yeah.
But these black folks of ours, they don't want to hold their puppets accountable so that their way of life can improve.
Yeah. How can your life improve if you don't voice your opinion, you don't voice it, you go out there and speak? I mean, like you were saying, we have so much at our disposal. We have the internet, we can speak to people all over the world. Get your voice heard.
So you are a Pan-Africanist, whether you like it or not.
Yes.
If you're sitting there and you just watch the news, you have to be blamed. You love what the racist white dude is doing. You love imperialism. If you're an African person and all you do is just watch the news, you have to be blamed also.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Did you shave your head? My honest question is not being funny. None of your freaking business, okay?
Did you shave your head?
This is exactly what I'm talking about, what is happening here. I hope this one is not black, this Milak. That Milak name, do you think that's a white name or a black name?
No, it's not a white name. It's not a black name.
It's not a black name?
No.
Look here, like I was saying, we love Mama Africa. Thank you very much. We love Mama Africa too. Ask the question. My friend, I don't have to answer your question. By the way, let me tell you something that I've said before, and I don't mind saying it again. Hair is for women. You understand, boy? And if you're a boy, you have hair, you should be ashamed of yourself. Go tell them the rules said it. Hair is for women. Okay. Patrick said hair is for women. Yes. I don't have time to stand in a mirror like this. Get out there. There are kids freaking being unalived in Congo. You're sitting here in a freaking mirror worried about your hair. Only perhaps a privileged individual will come out here and say some crap like that while we're talking about Pan-Africanism. What is Pan-Africanism? Who? So I said every black person should actually be a Pan-Africanism. Even if you're not actively involved in some form of movement, but just in your spirit, also in your social circles, at your cookouts, whenever the conversation is around, spark it. I have white friends. I love challenging my white friends who aren't racist, but sometimes I just challenge them in front of my white decent friends that are not racist. I come out here and I denounce the racist white guys. I said to my decent white folks that those people were freaking evil. And because my decent white friends are so cool because I know how to pick them, they concur.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, they concur because obviously they know it's not right what the forefathers did.
It's not right what that colonizer did. There are no benefits to colonization. I know this likes to, what's the expression? Rattle some peanut brains.
Yeah.
To rattle some feathers.
Yeah, rattle some feathers.
Rattle some feathers, yes. When you say something like that, some white folks, especially even some that didn't live in that particular generation, the current generation now, white folks, even those that aren't racist, it bothers them also when you say there was zero freaking benefits to colonization. There was no benefits to colonization.
Because if you bring it up in conversation and they don't have no opinion about it and they just like nonchalant, they say, yeah, okay, just want to agree because they don't want to get into their conversation because maybe they somehow feel bad because there was a lot of crap going on with that colonization and they know that it's still going on silently.
It's going on.
Yes.
That United Nation is a colonization institution.
Yeah.
It was formed in 1945 during colonization. It should have been dismantled.
Yes.
When independence was being ushered into different countries, that United Nations should have been dismantled.
Yes, because it still has the beliefs and the ideologies of a colonial country.
A colonial freaking institution.
Institution, yes.
Yes. So even the freaking IMF also. Colonization, World Bank, all of them colonization. Those are the economics. They've understood the game. It's not about slavery no more. It's not about whipping. It's not about shouting. It's not about this. It's just about holding you by the balls economically.
Yes.
That's why we're going to read for you the colonial pacts. For example, that France, that Britain, that Belgium, that some of these freaking colonizers had their colonies signed as a condition.
Yes.
As a freaking condition to you having a flag.
And they were just so happy to say, okay, yes, I have power. They're going to respect me. My people in my country are going to respect me. I'm going to have some power. But you don't have any power. You didn't.
You want independence, you have to sign these colonial pacts. Okay, Burkina Faso. You have to sign here. Mali tried to say no before, and they poured concrete in their sewage pipes to teach the rest a lesson, to pressure the rest into quickly signing it. When the rest saw that, oh, look what they're doing to Mali and Guinea. We love our sewage pipes. We love this water. And they quickly signed colonial pacts. But those are colonial pacts for the continuation of colonization. We have the first right of refusal as France. Do you understand? You understand? You Mali. You understand? You Senegal. You understand? You Ivorian. You Ivorian. Listen here. That's my colony, huh? That's my property.
Yes.
Like Macron likes to come out here at times to just refer to 20 different freaking African countries as the property of France. Those are our property.
That Macron is such a child.
Look, what we're talking about here should be very freaking aggravating. It should be aggravating. That's what I'm saying. Black folks are sleeping to the core. And the worst of black folks are these puppets or these heads of states that have allowed their countries or their positions to be used as puppets for imperialistic interests. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, let me tell you something. Paul Kagame, the president of Rwanda, is a puppet for the West.
Yes.
Museveni is also a puppet. He's been in power for how long? 40 years. Just listen to that. Listen to this shit.
40 years.
40 years.
Where in the world? This African continent. You must stop with this monarch nonsense.
Charles says black people are starting to wake up. I hope so, my brother. They
Yeah.
are starting to wake up. That's why me, Patrick Rules, I'm still coming out here to say, black people, wake up. You know, sometimes when you're waking somebody up, when the alarm rings, they hit the freaking alarm, huh?
Don't press snooze.
And they go back to sleep again. So they'll come out here, they'll hear that there's a Captain Ibrahim Traoré. They see some Russian planes, some Russian fire jets. It's exciting for a week or two, and then before you know it, they go sleeping again. We're
Yes.
talking about permanent consciousness, a true spirit of Pan-Africanism. You must be awake now. And the best way to continue to stay awake is to perhaps involve yourself in communities and conversations and pick your friends and start a Discord and start talking to people and make this a freaking lifestyle. Because if you are not doing it, you don't give a crap about the future world of your kids.
Yeah.
Black people don't give a crap about the future of of this generation.
Yeah.
You see our kids now, all these black folks that are out here sleeping, don't give a crap what world their kids live in. You are selfish. And you are weak also. You're also weak. You are shit scared. You don't have balls. You just want to live a comfortable life. You understand? You played so safe. So safe. Don't ruffle the feathers. Don't do this, don't do that. Just work your little 9 to 5 jobs or your little entrepreneurial venture. That's it. Go home, relax.
Yeah.
You are shit scared.
Yeah, and it's so easy to change and to get into that mode of Pan Africanism and fighting back for African unity, to have that. Because when you're scrolling on your TikTok, when you're scrolling on your shorts, instead of watching people dance, instead of watching people do pranks, if Ibrahim Traore comes up on your feed, watch one, watch the second one, watch the fourth one, and it will change your algorithm. And that is where your perspective and your mind will open. It's so easy these days. It's literally at the scroll of your thumb.
Yes, but that person here, that black person here, is scared. He's scared. He doesn't want to be a Pan-Africanist. He just loves black people. What is this? At least you are not a rapper.
What?
I have nothing wrong with rappers. I suppose it depends what you're rapping about. If you come out here rapping about how strong we should be and awakening people and all the good stuff, then do your thing. That's your skill. That's your craft. But yeah, I'm not a rapper. I'm a rapper of another sort. But you should be a Pan-Africanist. Because what's a Pan-Africanist? A Pan-Africanist. Pan-Africanism is a political, cultural, and social movement. Do you have a life? Social movement. At the cookout, at the gym, at the movies, at somebody's birthday, man. It's a social movement, huh? It means you, my friend. it means everybody, right?
Yes, it's just about saying something within that social
Yes.
gathering.
A political, cultural, and social movement that advocates for African unity. Oh, my friend. Some of you black people actually don't want unity. You're out here pretending and acting like you want African unity because it's politically correct. You'll be accepted in any freaking room when you come out here and stand for unity. But the human heart, it doesn't, loves drama.
Yeah.
Loves drama. Do you know how far drama goes? Every nice song, every peaceful song doesn't go anywhere. Look how they love drama. When
Oof.
it's drama, they tune in. When it's drama, they tune in. It's a serial movie. Yeah, look there. Some people are just waiting for chaos.
Yes.
Listen, unity. Look at South Africa. South Africa, what? There's a spirit of Afrophobia in that South Africa where they hate their own black Africans. Some South Africans they hate Nigerians, hate Zimbabweans. They don't give a crap about unity. Some Rwandese too.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we ourselves black people are still our own enemy, yeah?
Yeah, you're oppressing your own type. You're oppressing your own people that are together with you in a fight. If you stand together, Pan-Africanism, everything will just change in Africa completely.
They're not necessarily together. You see that South Africa, let's go there because that's a very freaking perfect example to use. Everything in that South Africa, most of it built by apartheid South Africa, by white South Africa.
Yes.
And black South Africa right now critiques or insults the rest of Africa for not having supposed infrastructure. When black South Africa is enjoying the infrastructure built by white South Africa.
Yeah. Everything that South Africa has was just given to them nicely by the previous colonizers and the apartheid system before that. They haven't really changed anything. Yeah, you've been given the 30% of BEE, but that's it. The actual government forced South Africa to have that 30%. What if it could just be like, people just work. There doesn't need to be a percentage of a color to be in a company.
Yes. BEE.
Yes, BEE.
Yes, that is that. Who's this? Malik, you're still talking crap here. God doesn't want unity. You don't know the Bible at all. And he puts these red exclamation marks. Bang, bang. My friend, what are you trying to do with those exclamation points? They're not helping your case. Okay?
Yeah.
If God is love, God is for unity. Shut up. Let me move on. That's a short and sweet response there.
Yes.
Yeah?
Now, Debbie, I want to read her, I don't know, her or him. Nelson Mandela also made a mistake. He's saying regarding, for me, I think it's about because he was also sort of placed in there. Because he also allowed certain things to continue in South Africa, like the whites only town, Orania, because that is still there. And he made sure that that land was there for them to preserve their African culture.
Nelson Mandela did all he could do.
Yeah.
Look here, Wena. You call it a mistake. I call it, the rest of us were freaking sleeping, and we were too stupid and too selfish to expect one man to completely dedicate all his life, even in his old age, to continue with the same tenacity. The young Nelson Mandela was a true revolutionary.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And he wouldn't compromise, the young Nelson Mandela, the one who went into Robben Island to serve all those 27 years. I know it wasn't all 27 years. I know it was only 21 years on Robben Island and the rest of the other years was somewhere inland. I know. But he spent most of his strong years fighting as a revolutionary. Somebody else should have come strong, taken the baton to continue on running.
Yeah.
Because there comes a time a human being will be tired. He was tired, this guy. This guy was so tired that he even said, I only want one term. I don't want another term.
Yeah, but that's what Thabo Mbeki, he tried to do.
That's
He
not a
tried.
revolutionary.
It
man.
wasn't a revolutionary.
My friend, that Thabo Mbeki is not a revolutionary, man. Even till now, this Thabo Mbeki is flip-flop. I don't like Thabo Mbeki. I don't know what is the freaking appeal there. You understand this Thabo Mbeki? He's flipping-flopping with the story with the Democratic Republic of Congo here, the Banyamulenges and the Laurent Kabila and, the Democratic Republic of Congo. This Thabo Mbeki. Look, what's your stance, man?
Yeah.
I don't like these people that sound too politically correct. My friend, just what's your stance? Is Laurent Kabila the true son of... No, is Joseph Kabila the true son of Laurent Kabila? Yes or no? Thabo Mbeki, I'm asking you a question. According to your political head and your experience and the many prestige important rooms you've sat in with such high-profile individuals, presidents, vice presidents, governors, ministers, and all, is Joseph Kabila the true biological son of Laurent Kabila? Easy. Answer the freaking question. You understand? These people here, they all know certain truth about certain things, but they come out here and always find ways to sound politically correct and to protect their own freaking friends.
Yeah.
Even that king of Eswatini.
Is that
Understand that one?
That's...
Why is he doing rubbing shoulders with Joseph Kabila like that? Joseph Kabila is the former president of the DRC Congo. He was in power before Felix Tshisekedi, who is the current president serving his second term. Joseph Kabila is apparently the son of Laurent Kabila. And Laurent Kabila, according to me and according to the truth and according to you, if you do read, those people are Rwandese. They're from Rwanda, those people. That freaking Rwanda, that Kigali, cannot survive if it stops stealing natural resources from Congo today.
No. Everything that Rwanda and Kigali has is because of their loot in DRC Congo.
Yes.
They are built by DRC Congo.
Yes. Those are thieves of note. Exactly. Malik, stop agreeing with me. Now you agree? Okay, anyway, let's keep going on. We're going all over the motherland. We'll come back to the Captain. So anyway, Captain Ibrahim Traore is the only president in Africa. And again, we're talking about Pan-Africanism because we Pan-Africanists, we stand for unity. We believe we should all be, every single black person should be a Pan-African. Let me read that complete paragraph for you. What it entails to be a Pan-Africanism. What is Pan-Africanism? What it entails to be a Pan-Africanist. What is Pan-Africanism? So it's what? It's a political, cultural, and social movement that advocates for the unity, solidarity, and self-determination of all African people, both on the continent, on the motherland, and in the diaspora. It is based on the belief that Africans share a common history. You're not more special than me, Black South Africa. A common history, identity, and destiny.
Yes.
It is what? It is based, Pan-Africanism is based on the belief that Africans share a common history, identity, and destiny. And that they must, huh? Wait, no? They must, and that they must come together to overcome the legacy of colonialism, slavery, racism, and economic exploitation. Currently, as we speak, there's a bunch of economic exploitation that's currently happening because of the many colonial pacts that was signed between France and its colonies.
Yes.
So therefore, those particular black folks, those African people on the continent and some in the diaspora cannot truly benefit.
And this is what our one and only Captain Ibrahim Traore is fighting back on. He wants sovereignty of Burkina Faso.
Number one on the freaking list in 1960 should have been from every leader. Independence, thank you very much. Oh, okay. Bye. See you, France.
Sayonara.
See you, Belgium. And true independence means I can take Russia as my friend. I do business with whoever I want to do business with, relationships with whoever. I can go to Cuba. I can go to the Communist Party country, to China. It doesn't matter. They say this is independence.
Yes.
We are independent. We African countries, we should be able to do anything.
Yes, and that house Negro of Langley, he doesn't have the right to say on that Kenyan interview with Citizen TV, saying, no, Langley.
Yeah, you have to say the name.
Yeah, General Langley.
You know, what you said was correct, but you must finish up with the name. Yeah, the house Negro Michael Langley.
Yes, the house Negro Michael Langley, he has no right to go onto that interview in Kenya saying that he doesn't want Africa to be militarized. And by that he means he doesn't want Africa to go to Russia because they think, there are weapons coming. They are feeding them things. We cannot have that. As an American, we cannot have that.
So you are talking about Michael Langley.
Yes.
The commander of AFRICOM. The guy whose face you guys have been seeing a lot on Twitter, on X, on Instagram, here and there. They call him the House Negro. That guy. So that's who you're talking about.
Yes.
That guy, when did he get appointed to be the general of that AFRICOM?
I think it was in 2022.
I think so too. That guy, he is CIA. Nigeria, wake up, wake up. Thank you, Abe. Tell Nigerians to wake up. Nigerians, you must wake up, please. Honors.
August 2022.
August 2022, Michael Langley was appointed as the general for AFRICOM. What
Yes.
the freaking hell do we even need an AFRICOM?
Yeah.
Why do we need a U.S. general or an institution here called freaking AFRICOM? Relations, military or cooperations or relations with Africa. What the hell do we need that?
Yeah, it's
Dumb as puppets of us leading African countries being told what to do.
yes.
If you don't, we'll sanction you, we'll remove you from the AGOA trade deals, and you will have sanctions. Look at Zimbabwe. You see what we did to Zimbabwe with sanctions? You shut up all of you African countries. We are the United States of America. We will sanction you however we see fit. Shut up, you African countries. Shut your hell up. That's what the hell is. That's the world we're living in here.
Yes, man. This US just needs to get out of Africa. We don't need you to be training the troops in Africa. Africa must have their own vibe, the way they train them.
You know, you have to say we need to continue to fight against imperialism.
Yeah.
Don't waste your breath to say, US, you must get out of Africa. US will never listen to you. US is not out here to do things to please you or things that will benefit you. US is only out here to be US, to impose,
To be the land of the free.
to push narratives that will support their actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you US. The US has started a lot of freaking wars in this place, in this world. What US? Shut up.
They start the wars, and they also want credit for when they end the wars publicly.
They don't end wars, these ones. They don't end wars. There were no weapons of the orange man before becoming a politician. There was no weapon of mass destruction. We told them, do not go into Iraq. There was no weapons. Who was held accountable for that? No one. Look at Iraq. Look at Muammar Gaddafi. Look at Libya. They went into Libya. Look at our Libya on our continent. Look at what freaking America did to it.
Yeah.
So shut your mouth. Take your Langley with you, wherever you need to take him to. So when we see a Captain Ibrahim Traore, this is how you must know that all of those 20 plus coups or assassination attempts on Captain Ibrahim Traore comes from the freaking West.
Yes, because the signs were there. The signs were there since he came out with that ridiculous notion of Ibrahim Traore using the gold for his own benefit and not for the nation's benefit. Since then, there has just been, you can see something was coming, and it was coming from the West itself.
Pan-Africanism promotes political and economic unity among African nations, encouraging cooperation rather than division. This includes calls for African-led institutions and collective security arrangements. That freaking institution of an African Union does not stand for Pan-Africanism. After what I've just read here now, that freaking African Union that's sponsored by the European Union. 60% of its funding comes from the European Union. Surely it will only be out here to push the agendas that will suit the freaking European Union.
Yes.
Understand? Not us. We need to do a protest against the African Union. Black people, listen. You understand what I'm saying? It's 2025. We need to be unapologetic. We need to mobilize when needs be, for greater cause. That one is a serpent.
Oof.
If African Union is out here being paid by the European Union, then African Union is out here doing things for the European Union.
Of course.
To think that Europe will pay us for us to push our own is insanity.
It's complete stupidity.
And the biggest contributor to those freaking African Union and those fundings is that France that's out here working with Ivory Coast, Alassane Ouattara, to continue with these freaking coup attempts on Captain Ibrahim Traoré, who came out here to say, France, you must leave. We want our own sovereignty. So, what can we the people do? We should use these freaking social media platforms to come out here and mobilize. Let's mobilize online. It's not going to be violent. How can we be violent online?
Yeah.
Just start a freaking movement. African Union must fall. It's the same African Union where in 1984, Thomas Sankara was out there saying that you, African Union, you should be fighting for our true independence.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be obliged to pay the debt that these freaking colonizers took from these world banks and different institutions that they own to supposedly build our country. And then now that we have independence, you're still forcing us to repay that freaking debt. Debt for colonizing us. Debt for brutally coming to our shores and colonizing us.
Nonsense.
You know, for Pan-Africanism to continue to progress, for Pan-Africanism to be, for us black people to really one day come to a place where we're living in this world where our kids are happy, we are satisfied with our presence on this planet, and we are in charge of our natural resources economically. We have food sovereignty here and there. Not food security, food sovereignty. Not aid that you give us, food sovereignty. We ourselves, we produce our own food. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not import core crops because you people there, you produce it. No, that is a system of holding us by the freaking balls. These Africans, look, they've held us by the balls in every freaking way. In every freaking way. In energy, we are the richest country on the planet, the richest continent. Congo alone can supply energy and electricity to the entire Africa for life, but guess what? Nobody's going to allow Congo to tap into that potential, especially imperialism. Imperialism is going to come out here and say, we don't need Congo to tap into those 24 trillion or tap into developing that Congo River so that that energy can somehow produce renewable energy, right?
Yeah.
So that Africa can sustain itself and somehow even help foreign international countries. No, they don't want us to be self-reliant in food sovereignty, in energy, and they sure as well will not give us the technology that they're freaking developing.
Oh.
You understand? So how do we do it? How do we do it? It's a system by design to keep Africa where Africa is. We must keep Africa poor so that we can continue to exploit Africa.
To the max. They want to take all their resources, all Africa's resources, and we need to stop that from happening. Every black person, every African needs to mobilize, like you said, online, get a movement going to say like, and that African Union, imagine that African Union. And African Union needs to be dissolved. That EAC needs to be dissolved. Why?
What is EAC?
East African Community.
Oh,
those other different blocks where they all seem to have a president of something, it's like, come on, get together and have one that serves the entire continent and get the European out there. I know it's like kumbaya, I know.
The Europe doesn't want to go. Europe cannot afford to leave Africa. France cannot afford to leave Africa. That's why France will continue to try.
Yeah.
If it's true, as we say, France is nothing without Africa. Just imagine if it's completely true. You believe it's true, right? I believe it's true. I want it to be true. It makes sense that it's true. But if it's true, why would it, if their survival depends on it, do you think they would leave?
That's why they are fighting so hard, like you said. It's like no, we have to get this Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger back.
Cannabinoid farmer. These two are proof why Africa is the way it is. Just all so clueless. You teach us then. You can whatever farmer. You teach us. These two are clueless. Why are we clueless? What have we said that gives you the impression that we are clueless?
Enlighten.
And that this is why Africa is how Africa is. Okay, I'll give you one more chance before I hit you below the belt. Respond to how I'll answer that. What have we said? Yes, and send a super chat with that too, because you're on thin ice. You better go to my good side. Yes, anywho. So, those blocks, you mentioned those blocks.
Yes.
Too many freaking blocks in Africa. That East whatever community block there, East African community. With puppet William Ruto of Kenya over there, a puppet of North, a puppet for the West, a puppet for IMF, a puppet for World Bank.
Yes.
And on that side, West Africa, the other block, ECOWAS, the one that the Confederation no longer wants to be a part of. that Captain Ibrahim Traore no longer wants to be a part of. That freaking bloc that's corrupt to the core, that's out here to only do things for the European Union. Crazy.
It's too much, man.
Okay, now we are going to do something that is going to talk about the audacity of France. The audacity of croissant.
Those French people that just like their baguettes.
You have it there.
Yeah, the French colonies, French colonial pacts. What they forced the forefathers of Africa to sign before they left. They wanted control of their monetary pacts. So the CFA franc, they wanted to keep it running within the African colonies that they gave their supposed independence to.
The colonial pacts.
Yes.
I have my version here. My version is top notch. Yours is also cool. But yes, let me go. Colonial pacts in Africa. Legacies, modern power struggles, and the rise of Pan-African leadership. It's because of this. It's because of these freaking fake independence that we decided to rise as Pan-Africanists.
Yes.
Because we've woken up, we've seen that the supposed independence is fake. It's by design that they want to keep Africa where Africa is. It's not because Africa just doesn't know how to manage.
Yes, I mean, it's there's a reason why Pan-Africanism has come along, because we are disagreeing that these colonial pacts are still silently, and now it's actually very loud. Actually, no more silent. It's loud that they are controlling us in Africa.
It's been loud.
Yeah.
It's been a fact that these colonials are here, but most African people don't know. Most African people are out here thinking that it's just mismanagement from African puppets. So that's what I'm saying. As much as I love to crucify our puppets, a lot of them actually don't have a freaking choice, but to put their lives on the line.
Oh,
Yes.
because they have seen that once people go against,
What do you mean they have seen? Who is they?
like these puppets, they have witnessed, puppets have witnessed that once people go against what the colonizers want, things happen. Like
Ye-
Patrice
yes, yes,
Lumumba.
yes.
Yes.
So they don't want to risk their lives. They just want to. They get in office. They now see the documents that come before them. They say, "This is it. Welcome to the presidency." It's not glamour. You have to live by these measures. There are things you can do and things you cannot do.
You have to consult us first.
Look here, Felix Tshisekedi. You can't just make a decision like that. You have to call Belgium. I thought I'm the president in your dreams. You're not the freaking president. You actually think that in 1960s, these colonizers came out here to just give you these colonies that they had full control over. Full control over. They just give it to you. And we don't have any more choice.
On a silver platter, it would just say, take your country. It's developed, take it.
Let's go. Independence. Please. Yes, we cannot continue like this, but you can still put conditions in place.
Yeah.
And then you have your freaking independence. It's when these puppets get in there and then these puppets realize, I can't do anything. So there's two things, like I was saying. A puppet sees that the puppet is powerless and the puppet doesn't have the heart. But also at the same time, the puppet is not smart. These puppets, they are not smart. Most of them. That's why they all just end up wanting to stay in power. Can you just imagine? Just imagine. Museveni, the president of Uganda, he's been in power for almost 40 years.
Yeah.
Why do you need another year? What do you want to do?
There's nothing else that you can change that can positively affect the people of Uganda.
Those Great Lakes, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, DRC, the Great Lakes and the Lake Kivu, people are being unalived by the millions. So what is Museveni doing there?
Nothing. He's just going
It's
to
not
for his
nothing.
cattle.
It's not nothing. He's involved in the chaos. I'm telling you, there's no lazy dictators here. There's no lazy puppets, especially the ones in the Great Lakes. Even the Paul Kagame, a tyrant of note.
Yes.
That one is a ruthless one. The many atrocities. You know, it's now coming out here that the former president of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Joseph Kabila, after a specific interview I watched, sorry, it was in French, but I'm doing you a favor to bring it to you in English. Basically, to cut the story short, it's like what I said before. He came out here to say that Joseph Kabila is not a real son of Laurent Kabila. He's been lying to you people, and that Joseph Kabila is actually a soldier for Paul Kagame.
Hey.
Just imagine, you, Democratic Republic of Congo, for 18 years, you were being led by somebody who works for Paul Kagame.
Yeah.
Those are the things that are now coming out from the same people that were part of the inner circle of Joseph Kabila.
Oh.
Yes. So, those Great Lakes,
There's something, huh? There's things
those
happening.
Nanga, and those Mr. Quickly, those are bones. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Those are the runaround boys on the field. Nanga, with those beards, those white beards that you see there, don't let those freaking white beards fool you.
There's no wisdom in those white beards.
That is a pawn. He has dedicated his life to being a pawn of Joseph, and who is also a pawn of Paul Kagame. You see that SADC, that southern part of Africa, if Paul Kagame falls, a major change would have come to the Great Lakes.
Oh, yeah.
If Museveni falls, a major freaking change, a positive one, would have come to the Great Lakes.
Yes.
Look at these Nangas. These Nangas will never get in power. These ones are runaround boys. These ones, they're runaround boys. You can even see, they told him, even with that small little can that he works, you think that's the liberator of Congo, with that can of his. And he's trying to be like Mobutu Sese Seko.
Yes.
You understand Mobutu? Mobutu Sese Seko had swag at least. You understand,
Oh
huh?
my goodness, yes. That Nyanga. Why are you walking around like that, man?
With a can.
Yes.
My friend, take your little can and hambaka gusle. Get out of here. You understand what I'm saying? So, let me tell you something about the Democratic Republic of Congo. Man, that is, if you could compare the political relations or the political scene or the political landscape of that Congo, especially within Congo, let's include Kagame, let's include Museveni. Those people, it's like the desperate wives of Atlanta. The kind of crazy chaos things that happens. That's what's happening there.
Yes.
Even within Congo itself, the politicians in there, they are corrupt it's just games they're playing with people's lives. So today, even if I see some activists to come out here and they say Felix Tshisekedi shouldn't be the president of Congo anymore. Who should be? In this Congo, there isn't a single freaking individual who should be the president of Congo. There's no one. We just have to work with what we have now. You understand?
Yes, that's true, yeah.
Yes, we have to work with Felix Tshisekedi because it's the current situation now. Okay, so now these are new times. We, the public, we Patrick Rules, many activists around the freaking world, we're going to come out here and keep our eyes on you and lock in and stay locked in and hold these puppets accountable. But he's also an incompetent one because the first year he did nothing. It's only because of this invasion by M23 that he's out here trying to do something.
Yes.
But one thing we know for sure, We don't want Joseph Kabila, who's been there before for 18 years as the leader of DRC, who was obviously working for the tyrant Paul Kagame of Rwanda. You understand?
Yes.
And it's a known fact that freaking Kigali is always out here meddling in the political affairs of Congo, stealing in North Kivu. That Rwanda, let me go in on this Rwanda. It's been a long time, huh?
Yeah.
Listen, Rwandese.
I can see the fire coming.
Yes, it's been a long time since I've really come out here, and I'll make sure that this particular one, I clip it and I put it on TikTok for them, because a lot of them like to follow over there. Rwanda uses those freaking extremist Hutus as an excuse to continue to be in Kivu, to steal natural resources of Congo. Yes. Rwanda is the gateway to blood minerals. These ones are ruthless. These Rwandese are the reason why this particular deal or peace deal between Rwanda and Congo, with the inclusion of the USA,
because they are benefiting from Congo.
Rwanda is the reason why this deal is also taking long.
Oh, yeah? Because they are... US has told them you need to remove your troops
from
DRC before anything is signed.
Yes. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
You read that?
Yes.
In English and in French we read it. And we read these from...
different sources.
And the big sources. But you're right, please go on. They told them.
Yeah, they told them. It's like, and Rwanda just thinks because they said probably yes to the despicable humans, they thought, we can get a pass, leave some of our troops there during this peace deal. No way. Take your troops out before any peace negotiation is signed.
In 1994, when those Hutus and those Tutsis and the Twas were fighting in Kigali, before the G-side took place, and those extremists, not just extremist Hutus, okay? A lot of Rwandese ran to Congo. Okay, Kigali, shut up and listen, please. A lot of Rwandese ran to Congo. And it's not just extremist Hutus. Congo took you in.
Congo gave you refuge.
We gave you refuge, you Rwandese.
So there's issues in Rwanda, please come.
The reason why I say Rwandese don't have any freaking morals is because they've never said thank you.
No, they're only
taking them in.
They only have complete criticism and just stealing from Congo.
Rwandese are thieves. Yes, man. What, man? 15 million Congolese lost their lives in the last 30 years. You think calling you a freaking thief is worse than that? These ones are thieves, man. They don't have any freaking morals. And although I'm a Pan-Africanist, hello, this is going in. Although I'm a Pan-Africanist, and you guys will say, I thought you were a Pan-Africanist. You call for African unity. Why are you talking about the Rwandese like that? No, you cannot mix apples and oranges, huh? These ones, we want you a part of our African unity, but you need to change your thinking, you Rwandi. You understand what I'm saying? You can't come out, otherwise you spoil the bunch. You spoil the bunch. Yeah.
Yes.
We have, you know why we love Kenya so much? People keep up. We're all over the motherland. You know why you love Kenya so much? Because the Gen Zs of Kenya have what?
They have the balls, they have the guts to go out there and tell that Zakayo, William Ruto,
to bounce.
Yes.
You mean they have the tenacity, they have the bravery. The Gen Zs of Kenya have it in them to come out here and hold their president accountable. And when the Gen Zs of Kenya also hear me come out here and say, William Ruto, you're corrupt, man. The Gen Zs of Kenya don't attack me.
No.
They say, thank you very much for speaking facts here. Thank you so much. He's a puppet. He must go.
Yes, they acknowledge that their puppet, William Ruto, is a failure. He needs to get out of office. But the Rwandese, they will just say, he's our excellency.
Those Rwandese don't care how Rwanda makes money as long as their belly is full. You understand? I mean, Rwanda should have been out here to call out their own government. They don't have free speech in Rwanda. In fact, in Rwanda, they are forced to support.
They have no other choice, man.
Yes. The first time, actually, when in 2015, when Paul Kagame wanted to change the constitution so that it gives him more term, people were actually being forced to support that freaking thing. Yes. In Rwanda, there's no freedom of speech. We hear this from the Rwandese that don't live in Rwanda. They tell us we cannot talk in that regime, is ruthless.
It's better that they are out of that country.
Yes. Hello, Eugene Miller from Jamaica. Much love to you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Jamaica.
Welcome.
Jamaicans are more African than Rwandese.
No, of course.
Yes.
The pride of Africa. Yes, they
Jamaicans
are inside.
are more African than certain African people that live here in Africa. Yes, Jamaicans have Jamaicans know their root. They know where they come from. Yeah, they don't compromise on that. They send love. I'm coming to Jamaica, man. I'm gonna come there. It's gonna be anyway. It's always been on my bucket list. I'm surprised I still haven't make it. I haven't made it there. I have to come to Jamaica. I'll come to that Jamaica and I'll make sure I go live, especially in that TikTok because they follow me a lot on TikTok. We go there live. My friends, I'm here. Come.
This is where I am.
Yes, man, because there's a spirit there.
Yes.
True Pan-Africanists. And they have Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Just look at that icon.
One love.
What do we know about Rwanda? What is Rwanda good at? Who has ever made it from Rwanda? Name me a famous person from Rwanda.
Only they will know because they're only famous within Rwanda.
Besides that Paul Kagame, who's there in that Rwanda? At least Congo, you can say Kofi Olomide. Right? You can say Papa Wemba.
Yeah.
You can say Fali Ipupa now. You can say certain things there in Congo. But who else? What can you say about Rwanda? What is it? What do you people do? But you people are just known for having a pity party about that G-side that you went through in 1994. Listen here. You Rwandese, you have to grow up. You have to leave that behind now. Yes, Kwibuka 31, yes, we understand those atrocities were bad. But we are saying it this way because you don't like to acknowledge the Hutus and the Twas that also lost their lives in 1994. They're in that G-side. They like to... These Rwandese are the ones who like to say, here we in Rwanda, we're so united, we don't believe in any tribes. We don't have any more tribes here in Rwanda. But that Kwibuka, that's when they come out and say, no, this is a G-side against the Tutsi, Patrick. You have to say it was against the Tutsis. I thought you didn't have any tribes. I thought you put that behind you.
Yes, man. It was just, it's a Kwibuka, it's a genocide.
G-side. We acknowledge the G-side that happened there. Yes, 800,000 people to 1.1. We acknowledge that. We will not partake in the ins and out of what type of Rwandi. Okay? For us, it was just Rwandi G-side. Don't force us to acknowledge Tutsis here, or Hutus or Twas. We, the democratic, or we, the rest of the world, will just come out here and say, 800,000, that's not nice.
That's a lot of people,
And it's not a joke, it's not nice, we really mean it. Moment of silence. Actually, as we speak, I believe that that torch is still lit. That flame.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's supposed to stay on for 90 days, for 100 days.
Yes.
Because that G-side took place for...
That 100 days. I think it's until the 7th of July, 5th of July, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm sorry. I don't know the exact date, but our condolences to everyone. Hutus, Twas, and Tutsis.
Yes.
Okay. Until?
7th of July.
That's when they will...
Distinguish,
the torch will go off. Yes. So we're still in the 100 days. So basically, this time in 1994, 30 years ago, 31 years ago, sorry, okay? Uh, it was a G-side moment where a lot of people were being massacred.
Yes.
Hey. Truly, all jokes aside, look, we are for life, huh? We are for life. We disagree here and there, but we are for life. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was insane.
And this happened, it's not only in Rwanda, this happened in many African countries, maybe and different extents of it, more or less, but still the unaliving of innocent people just because of control and just petty fighting between borders in the African countries, it's ridiculous.
This happened in many African countries, yes. That was 800,000 people within 100 days, yes. But that 15 million people in the last 30 years is a silent G-side that still the whole freaking world is out here ignoring.
Yeah, and even with this peace deal that the US is trying to complete, things are still happening. The unaliving are still happening. Atrocities.
That freaking M23.
Yes.
Sorry. So sorry. It's too much to say here.
No, I'm just saying that the atrocities are still happening. No matter if they say there was a ceasefire, M23, stop, Rwanda, take your troops out. It's taking too long.
Yes. That M23. What's the date today? Today is the 12th of June, 2025. Yes. That M23, just a day or two ago, they just did some more atrocity crap there.
Oh.
Yes, man, these people, that's a freaking rebel group. You see that M23 is a proxy freaking rebel group out here to push the agendas of Kigali. Isn't it funny that we have to remember the G side of Kigali that happened in 1994, but the same people who are supposed to now know the importance and value of life are out here creating a freaking G side also.
Yes.
In Congo.
Continuously for 31
For 30
years.
And the Rwandese, these Rwandese, the people, my people, Rwandese are my people. Let me say something that some of them obviously won't be able to understand. The Rwandese are my people also. Yes.
That goes over their head like this. What you talking, man?
You are my people because you are in my country, in my Africa. Understand? That Rwanda is in my country. Anyway, so, Rwanda is in my country, yes. And Mauritania also is in my country. And Cape Town down there is also in my country. And Egypt also over there is also in my country. Yes, I am the heart of Africa. Understand? I am the creme de la creme of the Democratic Republic of Congo because Africa is one country. Africa shall never be liberated until the Democratic Republic of Congo sees peace, is liberated. Until then, forget it. Doesn't matter how successful that Kigali becomes or that South Africa. Doesn't matter. Until Congo is liberated. And then we African people, we can truly say we're getting somewhere. We love the flame, the mushroom that's growing in West Africa with Captain. We love that.
Yes.
But we know that freaking central part, imperialism doesn't want it to be free. Let's not fool this freaking deal here. Of course, America's going to come out here for rare earth and to tap in there. Yes, but my friend, it's by design that Africa is where Africa is.
Yeah, it's at the root.
And Trump will not be president of US forever.
Yes, this is what people are also forgetting. Trump cannot come back into power. This is his second and his last term. And they are just falling for everything Trump is doing right now. He's a radical president.
In America.
Yes.
I like Trump. I like him. He's a cool guy. He doesn't have a filter, so he speaks, and even if he's lying, I know because he doesn't have a filter. Even if he's wrong or right, I'll get it from him. These sleek-ass puppets who aim to be politically correct are the ones that don't like because you don't know where you stand. At least Trump can say, no, you are wrong, man. Don't do that. And then it's like, you're wrong. Okay, boom. But this is somebody you see
Yeah.
how they are acting. These other puppets, like Barack Obama. Barack Obama, basically, that's why I know that I don't really like the Democrats. Barack Obama, so everything about this guy was just perfect. This guy never got criticized at all in his presidency. But he's the freaking reason why Libya is the way Libya is today.
Because he took a rash decision.
Look here, that Libya is the way that Libya is because of that black guy. Yes.
That black guy who has Kenyan roots, Africa in him.
Let's put a black guy there. Through that black guy, we will do that. Let's put a Michael Langley there. Through that black guy, we will go to Burkina Faso. You black guy, Michael Langley, General of African, go and push a narrative in the Senate. Listen, you signed up for this, huh? You think those 4 stars were for nothing? Get inside there and push this freaking narrative. We need to start educating this public the same way we educated them about Libya. Get inside there. He gets inside there and he ends up saying things more than he was supposed to say. And that's what Trump came out and said, hey, when I come back here, man.
You took some liberties that we didn't tell you to take, man.
Who told you to go to Kenya? You're starting to take your own trips here. You're starting to push your own narrative. We told you ABC. Why you out here? Look, they don't want you. You've made this guy into a savior now. The whole world loves Captain Ibrahim Traore.
This is the opposite effect of what we wanted.
We need to remove you. We need to remove you, Michael Langley. That's when he came out here to what? To nominate.
They came out here, President Donald Trump, he came out here to nominate Lieutenant General Dagvin Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. You remember the Matrix? The Matrix.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson. You see that guy from the Matrix?
Yeah.
The one who used to fight Neo? Neo was Mr. Anderson, the Matrix guy himself. But the agent, he used to come out there. Mr. Anderson, what is purpose? We are not here because we're free. We're here because we are not free. So they're bringing us an agent now.
They said, yeah, go fix the mess that this guy did, man.
Not this guy. That Negro messed up there. Take him out. You look at the narrative that the African community is pushing. They are saying that we are using a black guy to do that. That doesn't look cool. So move. Let America do it. Put a white guy there.
Yes. Show that this is America.
So this particular Anderson is set to become the general of Africom, this white dude, if he's confirmed.
Yes, if this confirms, the hearing is set for June 18th.
We are watching you. Welcome to the space. Here we don't get tired. By the way, it's 4 a.m. in the morning here as I'm standing. We don't get tired. We are watching you, Anderson. You better hope that confirmation doesn't go through. Are you sure this is what you want for your life, bro? These people, they always want these positions first.
Yes.
It's only when they're there. And they're like, yo.
He must already be feeling it. He said, the African community is on me, huh?
The Pan-Africanist movement is real and strong. And we're out here unapologetically in 2025, calling a spade a spade. Better watch your mouth. No narratives will be swallowed here. Like you fooled Africans back in Muammar Gaddafi's days. No, we're not out here to swallow your freaking narratives. We are wide awake. We will continue. Jamaica is awake, huh? Jamaica is awake. We will continue to make sure that we continue to raise awareness and that we stand up in solidarity for Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Always.
That's the only leader. That's the only leader in Africa.
Yes, he's the one fighting for change. He's the one saying, get out of my country.
He's the only Pan-African leader we have in Africa. Botswana is trying. Botswana. Hello, Botswana. Botswana, the leader of Botswana, he also came out here. I don't think it was a military day or something, and he wore the uniform also.
Yes.
Some people came out to talk. My friend, why are you wearing that uniform? Relax. You're trying to prove a point here. Don't just talk, huh? You must act.
You're just a lawyer that became president. You are
Don't. Why are you wearing this uniform, man? Leave Botswana alone. Yes, at least Botswana is doing the action thing also. Leave Botswana alone. You can wear the uniform if you want. I don't mind. Shut your mouth. Leave Botswana alone. We like what we are hearing so far, and there's some actions. I see actions. You guys are just waiting for some dramatic thing all the time, but there is action, and I believe it will come. Just do it. Go in for it. You know, in Botswana, that leader is always saying, there's too many freaking systems here. It's so hard to get anything done. We need to find a way to speed up process to get things done in 3 years. I have 3 years. I want to do things.
Yes, man. Enough with that. I need this one's approval, then that one's approval. No, make it simpler, because that's how things. A country needs to be continuously moving.
These freaking imperialistic countries knew how long it would take us to get shit done. That's why they gave us democracy. Hello, my people. It's time to think. Democracy was given to us because they know that through democracy, it will take long for us to get out of the freaking hole we're in as African countries. You have to consult the House. You have to consult the Senate. You have to make votes here. There needs to be a committee of this and that. There needs to be this, there needs to be that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and these African people, they will stick to it because all of them want to be part of the decision. All of them want to have the power to say, I don't like this.
Yes.
We need more information here.
Imperialistic countries, or imperialism, let's refer to imperialism as an animal. A beast, a selfish, greedy, healthy, fat beef. Beast. Imperialism is a beast.
Yeah.
Fat one, like Obelix. You know,
Obelix.
Okay, in French it's Obelix.
Oh.
In English, in your English, it's Obelix.
Obelix.
Yes. English is my fifth language. Yes. Jokes. Okay. Imperialism is out here to make sure that these African puppets must go through hurdles before they can get anything done. So we need to put democracy was not created for imperialistic countries. I don't think so. I think they specifically created democracy just to give to the Africans. Because this system works perfect to make sure that Africa remains where Africa is. I'm telling you, this freaking democracy is not working. And the Obelix, the imperialistic beast, knows that as it takes long for anything to get done in these African countries, these desperate human beings who we have trained will first want, who we've trained through starvation,
Yes.
will first want to experience a beautiful life before they accomplish anything in their countries.
Yeah.
You see that white man, that colonizer guy? He knows that every single time I give this African black guy money,
he's happy.
this puppet, I know he's going to go and spend this money.
And then he's going to be in a position of needing again.
Needing more.
So he's going to come and ask. He's going to listen to what I want.
Every single time these IMFs and these World Banks, they give these puppet countries money. They know, we all know that you're not going to use this money for the things you say you're going to use this money. Do you understand? Just take, man. This is the system we've created to make sure that we continue to hold you by the balls. You understand, huh? Speaking of that, apparently Nigeria cleared out its $3.1 billion debt.
What?
Yes, I think with the IMF or one of these world banks or something like that. I believe Nigeria cleared it. And after they cleared it, guess what?
What?
They went to go and ask for 21 billion now.
Aina.
Because you have to prove credit record, right? Look, I cleared.
Oh, you cleared my credit.
No, I cleared my debt.
Yes.
So now give me more now. You have to give me 21 now, huh?
I can pay it back.
Nigeria is in debt again, says my friend here. Those Nigerians, I love my Nigerian people, okay? I believe you people have a sense of humor. They don't play games, man. Nigerians, actually, this is a sense of humor. Disclaimer: perhaps this is not true, but I have a sense of humor, so I'm just gonna say it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, skip over it. It almost looks as if the Nigerian person said to himself, like I said before to you.
Yeah.
So back in the days, this white man used to mistreat us like this, treat us like slaves, chains around us, shackles and all. Ah, okay, good. Me, I'll steal all the money I can. I'm not gonna argue with this white man. I'm not gonna fight imperialism. I'm not gonna fight this. I'm not gonna fight that. Me, I'll just come out here and just. They can insult me if they want. I'm not gonna become an activist. I'm not gonna come out here talk this and that. I will just make sure that I go straight to where it matters most. I'll just be taking all that money. Give the money. Even if I need to repay this freaking debt, just so I can get more money, I'll be ambitious out here. I'm not going to feel sorry for these freaking imperialistic institutions.
Yeah. Come hello, high water, I'm going to get money from this white man. And I'm going to spend it my way.
Nigerians cleared it when Ngozi Okonjo Awela was the finance minister, and the Northerners goes back to get their own pieces. Oh yeah, there's always a thing there. We need a meritocracy system of government like Singapore and China. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. China is a meritocracy system, so we need a new system. Nigeria is in that again.
The American general should be called the last Uncle Tom.
Ooh, Anderson.
It would be, I think he's talking about.
Oh, it's a thing. It's a comment you read there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's talking about him.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, these freaking colonial pacts, these funding forefathers, these people trying on Ibrahim Traore, all of these people, we Pan-Africanists will continue to keep our eyes on them. And we'll continue to hold our own puppets accountable. So when we come out here and we talk about Tinubu and his corruption, when we talk about puppet William Ruto and his corruption, we are doing our work. As Pan-Africanists, we're not just out here to just point the finger at the white Mulungu or the colonizers or the imperialistic countries. It's also up to us to make sure that we hold our own freaking puppets accountable. So, Paul Biya must fall. Museveni must fall.
Kagame must fall.
Hasn't he fallen yet?
He's on the way.
I was hoping.
He's on the way.
I was hoping. Yes, he must fall. Obiang. You must just fall even when you are walking. 46 years in power.
You're tired, man. You're tired.
One, we don't need a coup day. That one, just come on.
That's fall.
Oh, please, man. This is like Paul Biya.
You have enough in the bank already, yeah?
The way Paul Biya works. Oh, the Obiangs. There's enough in the bank already.
Enough.
Is it Riggs Bank?
Yes.
Riggs Bank in America.
That is where their dealings.
That's where they use some American institutions in UK, in here, and he uses his own house to save money.
He keeps the cash flow there.
In his beginning days of becoming a president, shortly after he removed his own uncle, we're talking about the leader. We're talking about that one in Equatorial Guinea.
Yes.
In his beginning days, when he removed his uncle. What is his uncle again?
Marseille Ubien.
Marques or Marques or whatever that guy.
Yes. Marseille Ubien.
Yes, that one. When this particular current one, Toyodori, removed that one, there was a time when he made... No, actually, I think it was the uncle. He made the central bank...
His house.
His house.
Yes, it was because of his paranoia.
Yes, he took all the reserves and all the money from central bank because of his paranoia. And he was living with the money of the country in his palace.
No one is going to tell me what to do. I am the central bank. I have the cash here.
Yo.
Your audacity.
He took people's money and put it in his own house and he was living with it like that. And at the time, even those Equatorial Guinean... What do you call a person from Equatorial Guinea. The Guinea fowl. They're acting like Guinea fowls because they're very quiet. They should be out here freaking denouncing the fact that their leader is out here for 46 years as a leader of that country. That guy, 70% of Equatorial Guinea lives in poverty, and the people from Equatorial Guinea are out here acting like Guinea fowls.
They're just accepting the status quo.
They just accept to be cooked like this. I'm telling you, what do you do with a Guinea fowl? It's a delicious meal. I'm telling you, you guys need to go out there. You need to exercise strength. We know that you don't have free speech because your leaders are out here making sure that you don't speak. So you need to exercise strength. You must be like the Gen Zs of Kenya. You must come out here and talk and be loud, make it be known. We see in Cameroon.
There's a fire.
Trying. Yes, we see Ivory Coast tried with a coup like that to remove that Alassane Ouattara, but it wasn't successful. But at least we see there, because we know that Equatorial Guinea, that Cameroon, that Ivory Coast, they suppress free speech there, but you guys have to have the maturity.
Yeah.
Not that the maturity. Okay, just get out there, the strength, the balls to do it, to talk. Don't worry, we'll continue to talk for you here unapologetically.
Yeah.
But when I called you guinea fowls, it's a sense of humor, relax. The rules loves you. It's a Pan-Africanist, remember that.
We need to say things in a way for you to grab your attention.
It's just life, man. We don't take everything seriously, but it is serious. Understand what I'm saying? It's true. Okay. I suppose thank you very much. We can end it here today. It's been a cool stream.
It's been enlightening.
Thank you very much for joining us, my people. Appreciate you guys. It's been lovely. Follow us if you don't. I hope you enjoyed the show. Follow us on X. Follow us on TikTok, especially on TikTok. It's funny in the comment section there. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe here.
Become a member.
Become a member. Do all of the above. And send us messages. Speak your mind in the comment sections of any video. Say where you're from. Just comment on any of the videos here. Just drop your location, like where you from. Yes, it'll be great to start seeing where are some of our people from. I know I should look at the analytics. I do look at the analytics, but I want to see the interaction. I want names now. Yes, I want members. I want people to be a part of this community so that we can barter, exchange information, yes, ideas.
Yes.
All right, God bless.
Much love, everyone. God bless, and thank you for joining.